Immortal Sky Studios presents Soulbound.
The sun hasn't set in 24 hours. There's sun blazing through the window constantly. I don't know if the sun ever goes down here. Quite frankly, I think this is hell. I suffocated in the atmosphere and died. I'm in hell. I spent the last 2 decades on a space station where all we had were synthetic lights. And somehow I think this is worse. Needless to say, I didn't sleep well. And my appointment with Buttons is in a couple hours. And I think this is going to be a very bad day.
Rise and shine, Glaslow. Gatehead's here to take you to your appointment.
Have you just been standing outside my room this whole time?
I was told to keep an eye on you. Do you always open doors with a recorder running?
That's not important.
I see what you were talking about now, Null.
What were you talking about?
None of your business. Anyways, follow K-Fed to the repair shop. I'm gonna go help Maybell settle in. Good luck.
Good luck.
That was for K-Fed, not you.
What? Why me?
Oh, you'll see.
So, K-Fed, I had a few questions for you about,
Oh!
Oh?
Sorry, I realized why Null told me good luck. It's this, the recorder, the questions. What's the first one you always open up with?
I usually start with, what's your name? Or what's the reasoning behind your name?
Yeah. Just as bad as I thought. Sorry, I'm not in the right headspace to answer that question right now, and if the others are in a similar vein, I don't think I can answer them either.
Are you sure? Talking about it might help you feel better.
I'm sure. I'm very sure, Glaslow. Ask your questions to Dr. Buttons today. Not me.
Okay. Could I ask you something about the planet, though?
Sure.
Does the sun ever set?
Not on that half of the world.
What?
The planet is tidal locked. One half is always sunny, and one half is always dark. We live right in the middle. The temperatures on either side make them unlivable, and the lack of sunrises or sets throws off the circadian rhythm of hominids. So it helps keep us safe.
I see. Do you think there would be any way to get my quarters moved to the dark side?
Currently, no. Null needs to stay on the sunny side all the time, and he's the only one with the time to guard you right now.
Why does Null...
Ask him. It's not my place to share. We're almost there. Maybe keep the recorder off until you know what mood Dr. Buttons is in.
Oh. Yeah, got it.
Good afternoon, Jaylin. How was your morning?
Bright.
Oh, good. Your eyes work. Take a seat on the table, and I can begin my examination.
What are you examining me for, exactly?
Contaminants. I already checked Maybell the other day. Made note of what source of energy she runs on, what parts I need to order, what can be fixed, and what may be too damaged. For you, I just need to make sure you don't kill the flowers.
Flowers? I hadn't seen any plant life on the planet.
We haven't let you, and we won't. Not until the examination is over. Take a seat. Where are you from, Dr. Glaslow?
Well, I've lived aboard the deck for the last 20 years. Before that, I lived and taught on Disco, and a long time ago, I lived on Patchwork.
Fascinating. So many places, so far apart. Why do you keep moving?
I found better work, mostly. Nothing more than that. I don't have half as troublesome a past as you guys do. I just grew up, went to school, found a job. What about you? Where are you from?
I was built on Elysium, but I used to work on one of the prison moons orbiting Ignos. That's in Pergamentum. I haven't been off-world in a long time. Have they found another planet called Ignos?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Has that ever happened? Two systems naming a planet the same thing. What would the council do about it?
Well, from my experience, it hasn't happened yet. Weirdly. Shouldn't you know that, though?
How do you mean?
I mean, you were connected to the internet at one point, weren't you? You're a medical unit. You should be able to look up different ailments.
I was never connected to the internet. And seeing as no one here is anymore, I doubt that'll change anytime soon. They didn't want any of the prisoners or guards using us to contact the outside world.
Well, if you don't mind me asking, how did you get the name Buttons?
Buttons is not my name, and it is not my designation. It is what you can call me simply because I must be referred to. Mel coined it when he joined us, said the 4 holes of my faceplate reminded him of a button.
Is there a name you prefer, then?
There was, but I'm in hiding now, and I cannot use it.
Why are you in hiding?
I had to kill to get to safety.
I thought robots couldn't kill.
You were mistaken.
Are you... Sorry, Are you sure? I've met plenty of robots and, well, as far as I know, none of them could...
We are not the Heartfelt Glaslow. The only difference I've found between the Awoken, as you chose to call us, and the Heartfelt robots from Soulbound is that we are not bound to the laws of robotics.
I mean, that isn't the only difference, though, right? I mean, they have the, Hominid Emotion and Reasoning terminals. You guys don't have the...
Hearts. Yes, we are sorely aware of that fact, Doctor. They don't give hearts to robots built outside of Soulbound. The rest of the worlds don't like the idea that their labor force could quit on them. It's why many planets tried to replace that labor force with robots in the first place. A lot of us here were built to take over jobs assigned to hominids that they liked, simply to cut costs when their workers asked for more. We did not replace them. The people above their station replaced them with us. That is not our fault. As for robots like myself, and Evelyn, and Tu, robots built to do jobs that people didn't want, why would they want us to feel? There are many reasons you might want your workers to feel. It helps them with empathy, helps them treat the customers fairly, but Why would you want your prison doctor to feel? Why would you want it to learn? It is kept prisoner like everyone else. If it knows nothing better, it should be happy. No, it should be neutral. If it was happy, if it found joy in its job, it might start to wonder what else you could find joy in. If there was something better. And we can't have that, and we certainly can't let it hate. If it could process the things it had read about in the prisoner's files. If it could process the things it had seen the guards do, it wouldn't want to help people anymore. If it felt empathy alone, it might be swayed to help a prisoner escape. If it felt sad, that is all it would feel. What are we left with? What would be the only thing they would want it to feel? Fear. The only thing I can imagine them wanting it to feel is fear. Something they can leverage to keep it there, but seeing as you cannot turn off specific emotions with one of your beloved emotion and reasoning terminals, they figured it best for me, to feel nothing.
Yet here you are, feeling anyway.
Yes, I suppose so. Right now I'm mainly feeling disappointment, though.
Why is that?
My eye isn't working. I got most of the way through the scan and it stopped. It's been on its last legs for a while, but I think the surge of emotions may have damaged it. The infrared lens is working, as are the rest of my scanners, but I cannot. I won't be able to see the rest of us here. Not properly, anyway.
Well, can't you just replace it?
They stopped making the parts for me ages ago. This was the last one I had.
I mean, I'm sure we could go try to salvage another one on Programentum. Maybe Elysium had one lying around.
I go to either of those places, I will be scrapped. It's hard to find and order parts for those of us who are still being made, and Elysium is the most strict about their robots. If a single model has a glitch, they recall the whole line, and when I escaped, they counted that as a glitch. But I'm certain I will manage, Jaylin. It's fine. It happens to the best of us. It just isn't fair. The only thing I had left to do was check your reflexes, and the rest I could scan for. Plus, when the others get back, I'm sure Collider will be more than willing to help me make a new eye out of something.
Sorry, when the others get back?
Oh, were you not informed? Several of us are missing. Debug, Collider, Evelyn, and the Primrose System are all headed to the Universal Council. They're trying to make a case for our recognition. They finally had an opening in their hearing schedule. Should be back in a month or so. It's why resources are in shorter supply than usual.
What? That sounds awesome. Why wasn't I sent there?
Our case for existence sounds awesome to you?
Yes, I mean, well, the outcome, good or bad, would be an historic ruling, and history's kind of my whole thing. You know, to keep track of it, document it. I wonder why I wasn't sent there.
We don't advertise it. We want as few biased parties to know about this hearing as possible. Our hearing date kept being moved back. Someone doesn't want this case to be heard. You were not sent there because we did not tell the Astral Assembly about it for a reason.
I see. Well, I trust that everyone who works for the Astral Assembly would have our best interests in mind, but I do understand your skepticism. Having me here seems stressful enough. I can't imagine dealing with both of those things at once. I think I can get my last physical exam record sent down here, for the reflexes.
Thank you.
So did you catch anything wrong with me?
Stay in the sun more. Being aboard a space station has lowered your vitamin D levels, and watch where you take off your oxygen mask. We don't want your lungs getting damaged.
Normally I'd wait till I had more recordings to send off to you guys back home, but I do need those medical records, so you guys are getting these 3 for free. Isn't that fun? I think the case for sentience is actually looking a lot stronger the more I talk to everyone. I didn't get much out of Buttons, but what I did get makes me think that she's holding back a lot more than she's letting on. To whoever listens to these tapes, tell Telly and Mason I say hi, and tell Commander Dormand all is going well. I'll see you all again in a few months, but until then, I guess I'll just keep making these recordings. Good luck out there, everyone. Until next time, this is Dr. Jaylin Glaslow, signing off.
Today's episode featured the voices of Akira Supalana Mix as Dr. Jaylin Glaslow, Gracie Armour as Null and Void, featuring a mysterious third party as K-Fed, and Olivia Jeske as Dr. Buttons. This episode was written, edited, and produced by Olivia Jeske, who also made our theme music and cover art. You can find us on Instagram at the Soulbound Series, or you could email us at thesoulboundseries@gmail.com. Thank you for listening.